service of CNC Worldwide.
The Daily is a service of CNC News. It's brought to you by the Greece Chamber of Commerce, providing more than 800 area companies with business solutions since 1984. A woman was struck by a train Sunday evening near Colvin and Ames Streets in Rochester and died after being taken to Strong Memorial Hospital. Rochester police said officers were called to the tracks about 5:30 for a report of a pedestrian walking into the path of a westbound train. The 52-year-old woman's identity has not yet been released by police. The 13 Wham TV said it learned from family members that she was Patsy Hickman of Rochester, legally blind, but she would regularly cross the tracks there to get from her home to a store on the other side of the railroad. Police said there doesn't appear to be any indication of foul play. A late poll indicates Rochester Mayor Tom Richards is a sure bet to win his Democratic Party's nomination for re-election in November. Richards is being challenged in Tuesday's primary by City Council President Lovely Warren. Given Rochester's tremendous enrollment advantage for Democrats, winning the primary amounts to winning the election, barring divine intervention. The Voice of the Voter poll by the Siena College Research Institute shows 63% of likely Democratic voters would go for Mayor Richards had the election been held last week. That's up from 55% 3 weeks ago. Warren would get 27%, essentially the same as in the last poll. Pollster Steve Greenberg said Rochester Democrats like both candidates. This time around, they just like Mayor Richards better. The polls open at noon Tuesday for primary elections across upstate New York, close at 9 p.m. A sailboat went to the bottom of the Erie Canal over the weekend after crashing into a bridge pier in Lyons. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office said the 39-foot Bavaria cruiser was steering around a piece of floating debris in the canal when the boat's passenger entered the cabin area and blocked the owner's view of the water ahead. And when 74-year-old Frank Cooley did finally see he was heading for the center pier of the bridge, it was too late. The collision gashed the sailboat's hull and she went down. Cooley and his passenger escaped in the dinghy. Army National Guard soldiers got a send-off from family and friends Sunday as the 642nd Aviation Support Battalion prepared to deploy to Kuwait later this year. The 100 area soldiers are on the way to Fort Hood, Texas for training before going overseas. They were honored in ceremonies at the Army National Guard Flight Facility off Scottsville Road at the Greater International Airport. The on-ramp from Route 96 to I-490 westbound in Victor closes today for approximately a month until early October. The State Department of Transportation said it needs to do this so crews can stabilize a badly eroded embankment. While the ramp is closed, traffic heading back west towards Rochester will have to go north on 96 to Bushnell's Basin to get on 490. A 27-year-old Geneseo man is in jail after he gained entry to a person's home in violation of a court order of protection, then went to Florida and tried to buy a gun by lying on the background check. Geneseo police said 27-year-old Adam Busey was being sought for refusing to obey the court order when they learned from the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office in Florida that they were holding Busey for attempting to buy a firearm by allegedly lying on the federal application. He was brought back to New York to answer charges of criminal contempt, criminal trespass, and aggravated harassment, and he is being held on $20,000 bond. To the left of the player window are links to these and other stories. At the bottom of the page, links you can use to post news directly to us. Next news podcast is As It Happens. Updates are as necessary. And I'm Bud Lowell, CNC News.